Hello, good evening. I'm Melissa, and today's video, we are going to be cleaning out my Ikea cabinet. But first, I just grabbed a cold drink. This is a Olipop strawberry vanilla. I was going to make a cup of coffee, but it's craving something else, so this will have to do. That is very good, strawberry vanilla. I mentioned in a recent video that I had recently come down with spider mites here in my plant room. It usually happens twice a year, and I normally get them on my philodendron. It's the main plant that they are attracted to. This time around, they're more attracted to my alocasia. And I had already cleaned my cabinet out somewhat. I took the plants out and I hosed them off. Got rid of spider mites, and then the very next day I had predatory mites on order. They arrived and I put them out in my cabinet. You can see the sachets hanging right there. So they were delivered on November 1st and it is November 10th, Friday. So it's been 9 days and I've had zero mite activity from the Persimillis mites. I did order two different kinds. The Persimillis, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I've never tried before. And the Californicus is what I normally get, and those are starting to hatch. But I mainly did the Persimillis in my plant room because those were supposed to attack the spider mites that I have, but nothing is hatching. My big alocasia here, I had put them on it and not a single mite has hatched or come out. I'm just a little upset because now like the spider mites are repopulating again. I actually found some on my Glorious over there, so that means I'm gonna have to take my moss poles to the shower later and hose them off. I didn't do that the first time because I figured, you know, mites were on order. It'd save me the hassle of trying to take them all down and hose them off, but until I can get the mite situation under control, then I'm gonna have to do this so that they don't keep repopulating. I have chai down here. But for the purpose of today's video, I really need to water my cabinet. It's very thirsty. I last watered in here on Sunday, and normally I water my cabinet like Thursday, so I'm already a day behind, and I can tell I have two very thirsty, droopy plants in there. I am missing a lot of alocasia, a lot of props I took care of earlier. I'm not sure which video you will see first. I'm in the process of transitioning all my alocasia over to pon. So I had a lot of props that I kind of took care of, and a lot of my alocasia props did have spider mites, but I'm excited to at least take everything out and like wipe down and reorganize and get these guys watered in here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and let's get to it. I think one day I do want to reconfigure my cabinet and redo the whole setup. I still love my IKEA cabinet. I just love the whole cabinet. I love how like controlled the environment is in here. And you know, a lot of plants really do just love it. These are doing well. These are my Variegated Frydek corms. I did this in like a reel, like an ASMR reel. They're just now starting to sprout, some of them. I think I'm gonna take these guys out of my cabinet. I gotta show you this leaf because it's freaking adorable. This is one of my Monstera Thai nodes, not Thai, Monstera Aria nodes. And look how cute that little leaf is. I mean, come on. That was the first little leaf here, and that's the second one. And it's so stinking cute. So this was the wet stick off of my Aria. So I have this one here that's doing well. This one is the next one that's doing well. It's starting to sprout. And look at all the live sphagnum moss growing in there too. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I have my first leaf sprout. Look. That is so exciting. Right there, can you see? That is the Clarinervium and Podato radiatum seedling. Oh, I'm gonna be so excited to see what that looks like. Looks like this one here in the middle is starting to do something. They all are starting to do something. Look, that one has a little leaf coming in too. Oh, right there. That just makes me so excited. I'm making more of a mess than I wanted. I just don't know how to go about this. There's literally spider mites everywhere. Everything has to come out, everything. I'm gonna turn my fans off so that spider mites aren't blowing. I actually might just leave this open without the fans on until the spider mite situation gets under control. Like hoping everything with lids are okay. I actually might move that into the other room too. Some of these like containers just to get them out of here while there's like a spider mite issue going on. These are all like the props that I have on a tray left, and I already see spider mites on a couple of these plants. So I'm gonna take this into the bathroom and just start hosing everyone off, Castile soap, get everything watered, and kind of just go shelf by shelf in here. This Monstera elbow note is growing all white. Look how white that is. Same with this one. This is like, this node was on the white part, so it's growing mostly white. I turned my brightness down a little bit because of the grow lights. They're pretty bright, so it's washing it out, but I have the bottom row in the bathroom, and then I have to do this middle row and the top row. If I'm a day late on my cabinet, you see how thirsty the silver sword is, and the white knight is very droopy. This is how much the Frydeks love Pond. This is the one that I transferred to soil. Maybe, I feel like it hasn't even been a couple weeks. This is a new leaf it just gave me. It's like twice as big. So I transferred this from soil to Pond, and it didn't really shock. One of the yellow leaves, or the small leaves, kind of yellowed, so I just pulled it off. I'm not seeing any spider mites, which is very odd because they were like touching plants that had spider mites. I'm gonna hose them off again anyway. And yeah, I'll have to add some water. And this is the main one here. I think I'm gonna probably take this out of my cabinet. I feel like it's kind of leaning down. I feel like the light might be pretty intense for it, and it's getting ready to push another leaf. I have a baby corm here. This one is yellow, so I'm gonna pull that off. It's giving me lots of corms though. I'm gonna have a ton of babies. I have 5 growing already, and I already see 4 big corms. Let me show you. I have a big corm right here, and I have like one here, one here, one here. I have so many corms. Oh, I have some little critters coming out of there. Do you see? On the container. Oh. Do you see that little guy right here crawling? He's not a bad mite. There's another one here. It's some kind of good mite crawling out of here. Well, that's good news. There's some kind of good mite. I don't think it's the Persimillis. I'm just gonna rinse the leaves off with water just in case. Again, this one has any spider mites. I might pull some of these big corms off and put it into my other container that has the corms. We are all wiped down and cleaned inside. I feel a lot better about that. I took the fans out. I'm going to just soak them with the cord out in some hot water and vinegar. I'll probably reinstall these back tomorrow. I think I'll just once I get the plants in here, I think I'll just close one and leave one door open. That way it can kind of air out a bit. I think I'm gonna put my Milano in the cabinet. The pole is definitely staying a bit moist with the pond. I feel like it would like the cabinet although it would dry pretty quickly, I feel like. But again, I think the pond helps. These little seedlings that I showed you earlier, the ones that have the leaf coming in, I'm gonna put this on the bottom shelf so it's closer to light. I'm doing a separate video on tissue culture, but I'm putting them in here as well on the bottom. And the variegated corms, I'm gonna probably put on the bottom as well. I ended up putting the Mulatto and the Queen Esmeralda in here. These are all Pawn, and the 2 Frydeks, variegated. And then I moved the Anthurium down a shelf, and then I have a tray of like random props and stuff there. And then on the bottom, I moved my seedlings back down. These are the seedlings that I'm keeping here. I had those on my shelf, but I put them back in here just to save space. I have a couple variegated corms, tissue cultures, my other seedlings, more variegated corms, and these are just the alocasia corms that I did a bit earlier. Since the fans are getting cleaned, I have them soaking, I'm gonna leave this kind of cracked like that, kind of open so that airflow can kind of come in and out. I have 3 moss poles that I need to find a place for. I have this one here, my serpents. I have to do my white knight and then the silver sword. So, and I have to put all those alocasia props somewhere in this vicinity. So yeah, I have some rearranging to do in here. I might move a few things to the other bedroom. So I hope you enjoyed my little cabinet rearrange clean out. I feel good that that's done. And more spider mites I get rid of, the less I have in my collection and the less they'll spread around. It's very unfortunate that these didn't hatch. I need to check my email to see if the company wrote me back. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything with my cabinet, I did a whole series on it a long time ago when I first set it up. I'll link that playlist down below, my whole Ikea cabinet playlist of me putting it together and installing everything. And yeah, I have probably like 5 or 6 videos in that playlist. Hi. All right, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you guys again soon.